Recording in progress. Is die meeting al aan of is ek agter of wat vat hier aan?
Morning, Mr. Farmer. We just waiting for chairperson. Can you hear me, sir?
But how do you wait for me when I'm in a meeting? All we needed to know is
I can, thank you.
all we needed to know is that the meeting is forming a quorum so we can start. That's all we need.
The meeting forms a quorum.
Yeah, that's it. You can't be saying you are waiting for me because I'm in the meeting. I've been in the meeting for the past 20 minutes. You know that whenever we meet...
We're waiting for you to indicate if the meeting forms quorum.
You know very well that when we meet on a virtual platform, the only thing that we wait for is confirmation that we form quorum. With that in mind, good morning, honorable members and colleagues. I'm not sure from the departments which minister is on the platform because I'm using a phone. I don't have with me my tablet. And please don't, there will be too much noise in the background.
Mandasha is here. Mandasha is here. I don't know others.
Okay, good morning, Honorable Minister Mandasha, and thank you for coming to the meeting.
Why not?
Yeah, no, thank you for coming, and I'm sure there would be other ministers that will join, and we'll take apologies just to see who's in the meeting and who's not in the meeting. But thank you, Honorable Mandasha.
They're not serious about what is being discussed.
It was expected that you will be in the meeting, as always. I wanted to indicate, honorable members, that last night when I arrived here at the Cassia Park and I found a best geyser and ceilings that have fallen on the floor and all of that. So the public works have sent some personnel to come and attend to those things. So they just left materials now. They said they're going to fetch the geyser. So if you hear background noise and hammers and the electric what, please do know that they're busy trying to attend to the best geyser and the ceilings. But I've tried to close the doors so that there's not too much of a noise that will disturb us. Mr. Bauer, can we kindly get the apologies, formal apologies that have been submitted to the office? Mr. Mandasha, please, Honorable Mandasha, please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Mr. Bauer, Mr. Bauer, can you get formal apologies?
Chairperson, I've thus far only received a formal apology from Minister Oukamp, the formal apology from the Department of Electricity and Energy is being sent to me. They indicated they're sending an apology, hasn't arrived yet, and then Mrs. Bosov has submitted an apology.
Mr. Farmer, please give us, Mr. Bauer, can you please table formal apologies that you have received?
Those are the only two.
Which ones?
Mrs. Bosov and Minister Oukamp.
What are the apologies?
Mrs. Bosov did not indicate. Minister Oukamp is abroad with President.
Okay. Those are the two formal apologies that we have received. Which department did we invite and which department is here? We know Minerals and Petroleum is here. Minister Mantash is on the platform. Which other department did we invite and who is here?
We invited all the departments, Chairperson.
So there's only one department represented by Minister Mantash.
Rural Development is here. Their people are here from Rural Development.
I'm speaking about ministers here, Mr. Bauer. Don't do that. You know very well how we work here. Don't do that. You know very well how we work.
Minister Mantashe.
We're in agreement that of all the departments that we've invited, only Minister Mantashe is here.
That's correct, sir.
And the only apologies from the Forestry, Fisheries and Environment.
That's correct, sir.
There's no apology from Land and Rural Development. There's no apology from Agriculture. Mr. Bauer.
Agriculture, no chairperson. Yes, sorry, my apologies. Rural Development also sent an apology. That's all the apologies. I'm just going through my emails now.
Okay, let me give you 5 minutes to consolidate the apologies. Because this is a very serious meeting. We don't want tomorrow to say certain things and only to find out there was a formal apology that came. Can we give you 5 minutes to consolidate your apologies?
Will do, Chair, will do.
We'll reconvene at 10:15. And all the departments that are here, I see some of them are raising hands here. We're not going to take their hands. Let them speak to you directly now and say to you, we've sent you an apology, you have not read it, and so on and so forth. When we come back at 10:15, we don't want any department apologizing on behalf of their minister. That apology must come from you. So all officials who on the platform, please speak directly to Mr. Bauer about the apology from your political principal. We'll meet at 10:15.
Sihlalo.
Do it. Let the EFF and the understand him.
Minister, we're not playing here. Please, man, please.
Do it in the air on the phone.
What are you talking about, leadership?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
20s.
Yes, SG.
And even in the argument.
On what, SG? On what, Minister?
You are from a family I know. Then you are confusing me.
How am I confusing you, Minister?
Chairperson.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
Land reform, rural development.
Mr. Bauer, wait, Mr. Bauer, please don't do that. Wait, I said at 10:15.
Okay. 2 minutes ago.
Mr. Bauer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are
Minister
ready.
of Land Reform, Rural Development is in.
Mr. Bauer,
Yes, sir.
please give us formal apologies that you have received.
Yeah.
And the reason why you have received an apology.
The Minister of Land Reform just contacted us. He's in the Eastern Cape. He's trying to connect. Mineral resources is here. Electricity and energy. The minister is abroad with the president. We received an apology. The Department of Agriculture minister submitted an apology. They are abroad. Environment, Forestry, Fisheries minister submitted an apology. He's attending the CITES meeting overseas. That would be everybody.
All right. And then from committee members?
Ms. Bossoff, she sent an apology but did not state why.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can you fly the agenda for the benefit of the meeting now that we have adopted, we received formal apologies from the department that we have invited?
There we go, Chairperson.
Okay, honorable members, we present before you the agenda for today's meeting. Can we have a mover and a seconder for the adoption of the agenda as presented? We won't ask you to show your video, don't worry, honorable members.
Chair, I will move.
Honorable Van den Berg, move for the adoption of the agenda.
Honorable Pienaar, Chairperson, I'm second. Honorable Van den Berg's move.
Honorable Pienaar seconds the adoption of the agenda as presented. I see a hand. I'm not sure whose hand is it. Let me do this. Oh, Ma'am Notata, I see your hand.
I was going to second, Chair. It's fine. It's already seconded. Thank you.
Honorable Notata seconded the adoption of the agenda. Minister Mantashe, good morning once more. And thank you very much for always respecting the committee whenever it invites your office, especially your department. And I'm sure you would have received the consent from the group, from the committee, and the reason we have convened this meeting today. And it is precisely from the oversight we did in Alexkor and what we have picked up between the Alexkor, the community of, I struggle to pronounce the name of that municipality, so please forgive me. I know it's RIT something, but it's very difficult for my tongue to pronounce it, and I don't want to insult anyone. And the fact that the community there, the municipality has not yet been able to take over the community that's supposed to be part of that municipality because they've raised concerns around the infrastructure development that has not taken place as per the agreement, and that the CPA, for the lack of a better word, is complaining that the departments, and hence we had invited all the departments, have not really came on board and played the ball in relation to the High Court order that was granted in their favor. And as to why that is not happening, they themselves don't know, and they could not respond on behalf of the departments. And I am fully aware that probably at the time when this was happening, Department of Mineral Resource and Petroleum, or might not have been a department on its own at the time, it might have been when the department was still public enterprise. It might have been the time when the department was still DMRE. You would know better. And therefore, I saw some of the department will have sent their presentations in relation to a simple question. Why has the department not been able to fulfill the court order? And department will have sent us, some of them send about 8 pages. I know NERSA has also sent about 8 slides with regards to responding to a simple question. Why have you not honored a court order? We have not honored a court order because we're waiting for the minister to give us a go-ahead. Simple as that. But instead of that, they've given us slides in terms of presentation. I want to hand over to you, Honorable Mandashe, with regards to this pertinent question as to why has the court order not been fulfilled from the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, taking, of course, into consideration that this might be a new department. It might not have been an issue that fell within this particular department as per the arrangement now, but by law, you would know that your predecessors' successes and failures becomes yours. And probably it's an issue that you as a minister in the new department that has been brought together, it's an issue that probably you have given priority, you are pushing to make it fulfilled or to make it a dream come true. And we'll hear from you, Minister, in terms of that. I'm saying this because I want us to avoid all this number of slides in terms of presentations that have been sent, because the question is very simple. Why has it not been fulfilled? And the response was supposed to be as simple as that. That's why we wanted ministers as executive authorities to be in the meeting, for them to be able to give us executive undertaking that from now to this time, this is what we'll be doing as the department, so that we are able to resolve the issue. With that, Honorable Minister, I want to hand over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Mdisa. The chairperson of the board, the newly constituted board of Alexkor, Dineo Peta, is in the platform. She's going to make an input in details of what we are doing. But the reality is that we are a new department in Alexkor. It has been thrown at us as a cat. It is scratching us. We're running 12 entities, all of them, 7 clean audits, 5 unqualified. Then we're getting Alexkor, which is a disclaimer, which takes us a little bit back. We're working on it. We've visited the area. We're having a second visit outstanding. Your visit from where we're sitting, but the chairman will speak, is supposed to give us issues you have identified, because we are doing the execution, using the department to do the execution. We've made our own observations about Alexkor. One serious observation is that it is not properly run as a mine. The question of diamonds being stolen is an understatement. They are not stolen, they are taken, because you don't have a security screening system in the department. You're running 2 mines as one. The other one has no executive operation and operational structure. The other has. And the one that is having an operational structure is expected to carry the responsibility of both mines, land and alluvial. We think that is a misnomer. One of the issues, as a trained manager, Honorable Mudise, I'm very reluctant to just read the court order. I'm looking at operationalizing Alexkor, make it operate as required. You will notice that we've appointed a board, we've made all the legal appointments that are required at Alexkor, and you will notice that we've submitted our financial statements which is not normal for Alexkor. And we're hoping to improve from there, from the next financial year. That is what we're working on. One of the abnormal issues is to have a mine that runs a municipality. That is abnormal. The size of Alexkor does it admit to that responsibility. It will have to be declared a municipality, and the Department of COGTA must take responsibility for that, and then it can contribute to infrastructure development in a municipality that is proclaimed. Now, it is not proclaimed. Basically, it's a mining operation. Therefore, there's no municipality. And the CPA is tabling demands on the on Alexkor. They're not contributing much in terms of the Richtersveld mining operation, which is the land one. And we say that thing must be consolidated. This joint venture that is instituted, that are not instituted properly, is not a joint venture. Let's form a proper joint venture so that these two operations are a joint venture in one operation. But Dineo Peter, the chairperson of the board, will make a contribution on this matter. With your permission, Honorable Chairperson, I would allow Dineo to make a contribution. Honorable, these are your permission?
Oh, no, okay, no, it's fine. I thought you remember how we work. Once we give to you, we do everything from the department until you come back to give us your closing remarks, and then we take from there in terms of questions. Yeah. But yes, the chair can continue.
You are in charge, yeah. Dineo, are you ready?
Honorable Chairperson of the Select Committee, Honorable Minister, Honorable members of the Select Committee, Honorable officials from the respective departments, good morning. I'd like to firstly clarify as a point of correction that there are certain aspects of the deed of settlement and the unanimous resolution that have been fulfilled in accordance with the court order. So it is slightly incorrect to state that there has been non-compliance with the provisions of the court order. The following provisions of the court order were met by Alexkor. There was a capitalization of 200 million that was paid by Alexkor to the PSJV in order to capitalize the PSJV's operations. There was 190 million rand as reparation from the land restitution that was paid to the Richtersveld Investment Holding Company. And this was paid over a period of 3 years from the date of the court order. There was further a development grant paid as a lump sum to the Richtersveld Investment Holdings Company for agriculture and mariculture and transfer of the mariculture and agricultural assets. We do, however, admit and confirm that there are aspects of the deed of settlement and specifically the court order that have not been complied with. That is mainly on the electricity side, the municipality, the obligations of the municipality as it pertains to management of the town. This is specifically the landfill site. We are, however, proud to mention that there has been progress. There was a fencing issue around the landfill site that has been completed at the end of October. There's additional with regard to the parks and the gardens, and there's a fencing that has to be completed that is planned for the end of January. There's sewerage works that remain. The quotations have been obtained, and those are in the sum of 400,000. And there's further a specialized task team that has been appointed to oversee with this. Together with this, there have been engagements with the Department of Water Affairs in relation to assisting on the sewerage works. Further to that, there remains the issue of water supply, and that is a serious issue that exists within that area of the community. There has, however, been developed an implementation plan for the town handover, and it is being developed that is to commence next year. So that is my response, Chairperson, as to why the issues of the court order have not been implemented. Chairperson will be aware of the issues we raised and we forwarded to yourselves the various issues relating to the period of state capture within Alexkor and the depletion of financial resources that have happened. And that is, we believe, part of the reason to why the handover and the critical issues as per the court order have not been finalized. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That is our story. We're handing back to you.
No, thank you so much, Honorable Mantashe, and thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson of the board. When the minister said brand new chair, I was sitting and I'm wondering how much. We just came back from Alexkor. We met with the chair. Now there's a brand new chair. Then it means there will not be stability. I want to find out, it's still the same chair that we had in the meeting. It's comforting. I was really worried that there's also been a change of guard in that regard. Honorable members, from the Department of Mineral Resources and Petroleum, or Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, that's the presentation with regards to parts of the deeds of settlement that have not been finalized. We have heard that the issue of the electricity department, there's a management of the town from the municipal point of view. Some of you would remember what the mayor and the speaker of the municipality, including the municipal manager, were saying. There's an issue of landfill site, the parks and the garden fencing, which is expected to be completed by January 2026. There's a quotation that is already there at about 400K for the sewer. There's a specialized task team that is engaging with the Department of Water and Sanitation around the sewer works, the water supply, and some of the serious issues that needs to be attended to in order for the department to have fulfilled their part of the responsibility with regards to the deeds of settlement. I want to invite honorable members, as I note your hands, those who want to engage with the report that has been presented before us. I see Honorable Farmer, I see Honorable Bina, Honorable Mabilo. I don't know when the minister is here. Do you want us to refer you as the ghost, or Honorable Mabilo will do? Honorable Mutusi, Honorable Dlamini. I have 5 hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Honorable Farmer, Honorable Binar, Honorable Mabilo, Honorable Mutusi, Honorable Dlamini. Honorable Farmer, your time starts at 10:35, will end at 10:45.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'll try to switch on my camera, but I'm not sure if my bandwidth will allow me, but as far as I can, I will try to do this. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Honourable Minister, and thank you, Chairperson of the Board. I would just like to touch on 3 issues. The one is the court order. It seems as if the Chairperson of the Board is responding to a court order, but not necessarily perhaps the one that we are referring to. I think we are referring to the original court order by the Concord in 2007, not the subsequent orders that was made and where this, in fact, this deed of settlement comes from. So it is certainly my view that the court order of the Concord in 2007 has not been implemented fully. Chairperson, secondly, the issue of the CPA. The report we got, or the presentation we got from, I think it was the Department of Rural Development in that oversight meeting. Their presentation said that the CPA is dysfunctional. Now, during our oversight visit there, it also came to light that over 300 million rand has been paid over by the department, and yet the people of the community did not receive anything. So as the meeting progressed, we came to realize that this over 300 million has been received by this CPA in 2008 already. Now,
Bako, it's me. I will make a plan when I go to town. It's fine. I'm in a meeting shop.
So, Chair, my question would be, how can this CPA in its current form, even though it's already branded by the department as being dysfunctional, sitting on those millions of rands while their own community is suffering, how is this CPA still allowed to continue in its current form? Yeah, let me just stop there. The third thing I want to raise is the issue of Alexkor or Alexander Bay being handed over to the municipality. I know the MFMA, Municipal Finance Management Act, does not allow for a municipality to spend money or to supply services on land that they don't own. Or let me say, they're not allowed to spend money or supply services on private land. Now, if I understand the court order correctly, this land was given to the community. So it's not municipal land. Yet the municipality is expected to take it over, and yet the Act doesn't allow them to provide services. So those 3 aspects I would really like to hear from, I don't know whichever department, some of them are here, some of them are not here. But to respond to what the chairperson of the board says, it's rather disappointing. The original issue was for Alexkor to hand over Alexander Bay to the municipality. Now, how did it become a joint venture problem? Why does the joint venture now have to answer to this? A further thought of mine is the fact that this should have been happening in 2013 already, and we're in 2025, and it's not happening. It has never happened. while at the same time there has been mining, there has been diamonds found, carats found, there has been money generated. What happened to that money? Where is it for all of these years? And in who or in what bank account is it deposited into? A further issue I have is Alexkor sitting on 51% in the joint venture with the community only 49%. Where has that been decided upon? Where is it coming from? As far as I'm concerned, the Concord gave the land, 100% of it, to the community, as well as the mining rights. For what reason does Alexkor have 51%? Even when you look at the actual mining, you cannot say Alexkor is there because of their mining expertise. Alexkor is not mining. Alexkor is using contractors to mine. So in actual fact, it seems that Alexkor is only operating in a managerial type of situation. So why is this situation not arrested and corrected, and why is Alexkor so much involvement and so much so much control of this whole situation, whereas they're not actually mining? And we've heard in that oversight that the deal between Alexkor or the PSJV with the contractors are 80-20 split, meaning the contractor takes 80% of whatever they find and 20% come to the JV. Also, the chairperson just mentioned it again about the 200 million. Now, the 200 million still needs to be cleared up where the issue arose for the 200 million to be paid back first before any money can flow to the community. Which means whatever money gets in or comes in or is generated first needs to cover that 200 million. That decision of where it has been decided or agreed upon still needs to be cleared up. Because we have investigated the deed of settlement, and at no point it is stated that the 200 million is a loan that needs to be paid back first. It mentioned the 200 million. It does. But at no point is it saying it must be paid back first, or it is a loan, in fact. So there's too much issues that still needs to be cleared in this regard, Chair. Let me stop there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Farmer. We now take Honorable Pinar. Your time will end at 10:54.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you to all the colleagues today, the Minister, President, and the Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm not going to rehash. I mean, we spent 3 days going all over these issues, and it was made very clear that, you know, these are complicated matters that seek solutions. And we as Oversight Committee, you know, are not there to dictate, but to assist where possible. And I want to maybe ask with the Chairperson and Chairperson, if I'm allowed, if the Chairperson of the board can answer me directly on my questions without us having to go back.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Chairperson, you know, I'm worried. You know, it's made clear that a lot of issues were raised in our week's oversight, and a few solutions or problems were discussed, and we were given reassurances as the select committee that that the two parties, meaning the CPA and Alexkor, will move closer to each other. Can I maybe ask, have you made till date any progress regarding the handover of the town to the municipality? If I could just get an indication.
Maybe indicate who are you asking the question to?
Oh, the chairperson of the board, Chair, sorry.
Okay, Chair, can you have your mic on?
DMPR.
Yes, Minister.
You want us to run the meeting that way?
Yeah, for this purpose, Chair, Minister, we have agreed on this style. It's 10 minutes per member.
But you want us to respond to the member?
Yes, when he asks if a direct question that needs a response so that he's able to do a follow-up question, then it's easy that way. Chair, can you have your mic on?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just to confirm, I'm only responding to Honorable Binar's question.
Yes, ma'am, about the issue of so that his follow-up is based on the response.
Okay. So with regard to the issue as to whether the CPA and Alexkor are coming closer together, I certainly thought so until we received letters from the lawyers of the RMC directors last week. So there's still a great degree of discord, but I'll take you through that. With regard to the progress with the town handover, there are aspects that have been fulfilled and aspects that are still in progress. A lot of these, as indicated, are highly dependent on financial resources that Alexkor does not have. But the landfill site has been completed. It was completed at the end of October. The parks and gardens, as indicated, is in progress.
Sorry, sorry, Chairperson. I'm not interested in the gardens and the dump site. My concern here, Chairperson, is it was made very clear that we are all government departments. You're a government entity. The local municipality is a government entity. The government and land and mineral resources are all government departments. I'm asking the actual handover of the town to the local municipality. Why haven't we moved any closer to hand over that town to the local municipality? Have we made zero progress in the last, 3 months? And my concern here, Chair, and through you, Chair, as well, is that as per your own presentation during that week, you've got 10 years left of diamond mining on that mine. Now, my worry is this is very time sensitive. If we don't finalize these handovers and deadlines, I'm worried this is going to be dragged out for the next 10 years. And after 10 years, once it's all handed over, there's going to be no diamonds left for the community. And you are just going to focus on the offshore diamond mining that you currently are. My worry is, why haven't we seen closer cooperation in the last 3 months between 3 government entities? It's not like private entities. These are all government entities, and why haven't you moved any closer? And before you answer that question, at the end of the day, our loyalty must be to the community, and they are represented by the CPA. And if we don't settle these small skeletons, you know, Afrikaans, we have a saying, dis die klein jakkalsie wat die oes opeet. And it basically means it's the small things that tend to jeopardize the situation. Have you considered, is there no progress at all to hand over the town? Or is the municipality still refusing to take over because they're saying they don't have the budget for it? Because I remember that was their main reason. But with that also being said, it was discussed in the meeting that a 5-year maintenance plan could be worked out, but still the handover takes place. But before you answer that, I will go to my next question, my 2 final questions, and then you can maybe respond. There was on the final days of our oversight, there's other, besides from the recognized CPA, there were other entities and stakeholders.
Pardon me, sir,
that
I'm
felt-
losing you there. Your line is breaking.
Oh, apologies. Am I clear now? Is this better, ma'am? Chair?
The colleagues are here, Chair, to help you. Don't worry. The colleagues are here to
Thank
help you. Will also help you. Continue, Honorable Pina.
Thank you, Chair. My other concern is the other stakeholders that's not part of, not recognised by the CPA. Have you involved them in your discussions as well? I think one of the great things we came out of our oversight is for a holistic approach to ensure everyone feels part of the discussions and structures. I want to know, have you had any engagements with those members of the CPA who don't feel recognized in the leadership of the current CPA? And then lastly, and this goes back to my statement earlier, or the statement you made earlier in our oversight that there's 10 years left of mining. After 200 million rand capital investment that's supposed to be repaid by the joint venture, how much is left on the debt books of that 200 million? Because I wanna, because that will give me a timeline how long it will take to finally pay back that money. That agreement is placed and there's nothing we can do about it. But I just want to get indication how soon we can get this 200 million paid off, so the community and the CPA can take over completely. But if there's no time left or no diamonds left, it will be a dying town, and that's my great concern, Chair. Thank you, Chairperson. Those are my concerns and questions.
Thank you, Honorable Pinar. Honorable Mabilo, Honorable Mutusi, and Honorable Dlamini. May I request that we probably focus on just posing questions and then we take responses after. I'm saying this because the team from the Public Works has just arrived and they indicated that they need to start work because some of their members at a particular time they must knock off. I'm just requesting so that I can also allow them an opportunity to do what they're supposed to do. So if we could just take all the questions and then we take responses so that by the time they start, at least this important part of our meeting has been attended to. Is my request in order? Honorable Mutusi, Honorable Mabilo. Honorable Mabilo.
Can I go ahead whilst waiting for Honorable Mabilo?
Please do, Honorable Mutusi, with that request in mind, because the team really wants to start working now. They've been here since 9:30, and I requested them to wait until I finish my meeting.
Okay, maybe just a few quick things, Chair. I'm not going to be for long. Direct questions. I was not part of the oversight. I think had I been there, I would be able to raise a lot of issues based on what was agreed upon on the oversight. But I just want to check on the side of the department to say, government speaks of district development model, and I get worried that it looks like other stakeholders are not coming forth, especially government departments, to play their role as far as the issue of the Alexkor is concerned. I just want to check with the department as to whether do they think there is that collective wisdom from other departments that are expected to play a role, or we just hear of the word district development model when in fact there's no such cooperation in terms of approaching issues at once? Because Honorable Mantashe did mention the Department of Local Government earlier on, and they are not here, and I've not heard them as anyone that has actually submitted an apology. Now, the other thing, Chair, is that who, as per the court, I heard what the court order said, but I want to find out currently who has the control of the mining rights in the area? Who, from the side of the department, who has that mining rights been allocated to? Because you hear, let me leave preambles, but who has been allocated the mining rights? Is there compliance in terms of the court order to ensure that those that have went to court challenging were actually given the mining rights in terms of the court order? The last thing, Chair, is that since the order of the court was handed down, do we have a sense in terms of how much revenue has been generated since then, and then where has that revenue been going to? Because ordinarily, that revenue should be going to whoever that the court has agreed that should be handed over the court, the mining rights in the area. Now, the last thing is only on that. I think honorable members has asked if has Alexkor been handed over to the municipality, and if not, what is the delay? Are those that are in a meeting able to respond, or is an issue of the department that is not here? With that, Chair, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mutusi. Can you take Honorable Dlamini?
Thanks, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning to your good self. Good morning, Honorable members. Good morning, Honorable Minister Mantashe and your team. Chair, mine is not necessarily a question, but an input, realizing that other departments are not here. To say, Honorable Minister Mantashe, the issue of Alexkor needs really a political head's intervention in terms of ministers. We appreciate and welcome the appointment of the new board, but this matter, because it's long overdue and has a lot of up and downs, back and forth, up until the point where the court orders, to some extent, were not implemented. And all of us, we are aware and know that a court order is a court order and has to be respected and implemented. My proposal and appeal to Minister Mantashe and the department is that where your department is relevant and concerned in terms of the court orders, kindly ensure that those court orders are adhered to. And if not, interventions are made in terms of adhering to those court orders. I think that will take us somewhere in terms of this particular matter, because we even requested that the department send us a proof of the funds that they said they have paid to Alexkor in terms of addressing other issues, which really it is not clear up to this far as to what happened. So those things in total, they are really causing an unnecessary delay on this matter. And we appreciate that you agreed and accepted that things are not well there. And now that the departments are structured in the manner in which they are structured now, at least this is what your department will be doing, or what your department has started doing. That also gives us a comfort or a certain hope that maybe we are going to go a certain direction, positive in terms of addressing these matters. But I think the priority has to be, whilst we are stabilizing the issue of executive management appointments, which also cause instability and non-implementation of other issues we are concerned about as the select committee. At least we will know that this part of court orders, they really receive a necessary urgent attention so that we are able to move forward and we are not being seen as government or public representatives that are not respecting the law. So that will be my input, Honorable Chair, to Minister Mantashe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dlamini.
Thank you, Chair. I'm on the platform.
The ghost, are you here?
Okay, I'm here. Thanks, Chair. Good morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable members, Honorable Minister, and the team. I think first and foremost, Chair, we need to compliment the Minister in terms of being very consistent in the select committee. Whenever we require is there, that is quite positive, and that should be sustained. Obviously, Chair, in our in-house, we'll have to deal with the question of the apologies when we are on our own, so that we move the process forward. Chair, I think most of my key questions were covered. Safe to say that in relation to the handover of the town, we also had senior government officials that articulated their position on that in terms of finance and so forth. So it will be important that Alexkor post our oversight, speed up the matter. Secondly, Chair, I would be interested in the work in progress that is at a snail pace when it comes to the obligations and the commitment. Now, to the board chair, I would be interested, Chair, to say that one, in relation to the CPA, I know you are not the spokesperson of the CPA, Chair, but up to date now, today is the 2nd December, I would be interested whether, do you have any knowledge whether the CPA has disbursed some funds to the beneficiaries or not? For me, that will be a direct question that I will be interested in, because the CPA is not part of this meeting to answer that question. So that was the question that I was going to pose to the CPA, whether since our oversight visit and up to today, the 2nd December, was there any payments to the recipients? If the chair is in a position, she can do that. Secondly, Chair, it will remain to the town, handover of the town, to say that at what is there a specific time frame that the CPA, I mean not the CPA, that the Alexkor mining company is looking at dispensing this handover process, because the municipality was quite clear, I'm not their spokesperson, that they were not in a position to attend to that without assistance of Alexkor. Lastly, Chair, we know Namakwa is water scarce region, especially the Richtersveld, Alexander Pai. In the report that we got was that Alexkor was assisting in facilitating the consumption of water by the members in terms of the pipe and so forth. I want to know that in terms of the current challenges confronting the municipality, the residents of Alexander Pai and Richtersveld broadly, is Alexkor still continue with that kind of a progress? And lastly, Chairman, this for me, the snail pace a resolution to the current challenges is not acceptable to us. Lastly, Chair, I would want to say that we got a formal report, day one, from the CPA in the form of the chairperson, who presented a report, and subsequently the next day, the deputy chair of the CPA did report around the functionality of the CPA. And that was a question that I was one and many other honorable members posed. What was the state of the CPA, whether the CPA was functional or was not functional? And also they gave us a report that the CPA indeed was functional, which contradicted the department articulation. So I think that matter we would be interested to get it from the CPA as a key stakeholder, so that we move forward. But lastly, Chair, we should always avoid again dragging the stakeholders to court, because that is going to defeat the entire purpose of the handover of the title deed, which for me was a real achievement for the Richtersveld, etc. So those will be my view on the matter. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mabilo. Thank you so much to all honorable members that have posed concerns, questions, and comments. I will now hand over to Minister Mantashe for questions that he he believes that there are within his portfolio that he would want to respond to. And then the chair will also do the same. And Minister, let me bring to your attention that I took it for granted that you are aware of the style of conducting meetings that we want to engage in and implement moving forward. I only realized now when it was brought to my attention that this is for the first time we're meeting with you since we have adopted this style of chairing meetings or taking meetings. So we apologize for that, for ambushing you. You know, it's always said that forewarned is forearmed. We sincerely apologize, and we promise that next time we'll make sure that you are aware, probably 3 or 4 days prior to the meeting, that this is how we're going to be conducting the meeting, so that you do not feel the way you felt. I sincerely apologize. And with that, I want to take this opportunity, hand it over to you to respond to questions related to the work that you do. Thanks.
I've listened to all the questions. All the questions come to one conclusion for me. The conclusion is Alexkor has the overall responsibility of every evil that is happening in the area. But the reality of the matter is that there are 2 mining companies there. Alexkor is doing alluvial diamond mining only. Richtersveld Mining Company is mining on the land that belongs to the community. But it seems to me with the question that I got from Mr. Farmer, that distinction is not being made. It is taken as if it's only not. It comes as if, okay, it is only one company called Alexkor that holds 51% of the right, and where is that right given to? The alluvial is Alexkor, the land is Richtersveld Mining Company. That's how it is. That is how the mining right is. But the chairperson is going to take up on many issues. One of the strangest things is to run a municipality as a mine. To me, that is unsettling. It's happening in all the mining areas. When the mines go dry, municipalities refuse to take over the infrastructure because it is a municipal, it is the infrastructure of a mining company, which is private land, and the municipality refuse to take it. And that results in a lot of pains. I'm sure you have witnessed the Krill situation last week, where people were thrown out of their houses that used to belong to the mine. Now the mine is no longer running that area. And therefore the municipality is refusing to take over that issue. This is the same issue here. Therefore the situation is more complicated than one oversight comprehending it. My grievance, Honorable Mutisa, is one. This committee, not you, your predecessors, allowed DPE to run that mine down. You allowed it. It has been on disclaimer for years. When I talk of a new chairperson, I'm talking of a chairperson who has taken over now that we are there, from a committee that was renewed every year for 3 years without an election of a board. Now we're rectifying issues there, correcting governments to reduce both financial and operational risks. Now the committee says Why are you doing that? Mr. Farmer asked where the money is. If you run Alexkor as a company, one of the first things, you are not just a cash box for the community. You must run that company appropriately and profitable and optimally for it to fulfill its obligations in the community. But if it is just a cash box, that when it sells diamonds, it must pass the money to the community, then you can as well leave it. Allow the community to run the company itself and move out of it as Alexkor. I agree that the issue is quite complicated. We have a CPA that should play its role. It's not playing its role. But the blame we are absorbing. I want to leave it at that and give the chairperson of the board chance to comment. Dineo? Dineo?
Thank you, Minister. I will go through the questions, starting from Mr. Honourable Farmer. I think the Minister has addressed the issue of the payments that have been due to the community. As indicated, payments have been made, but there's also Alexkor and the PSJV are not in a financial position to be continuing to make additional payments while we are attempting to sustain the mine. And as indicated, previous payments have been made. I cannot answer as to whether in the current form, the CPA has received millions while the community is not benefiting. To my knowledge, there have been payments by the CPA of 15,000 per person to the respective beneficiaries within the community. I cannot confirm how how many people were paid that 15,000 of the community members. Quite correctly on the
Chairperson, you are muted. Please unmute. Thank you.
Sorry about that. So where did you lose me?
On your second point.
Okay. So it's quite correct that the MFMA does not actually precludes the municipality to provide services over land and properties that it doesn't own, and that is why we have this predicament of the town handover. But as indicated during the Select Committee's meeting, both Alexkor and the municipality do not have the financial capacity, because from Alexkor's perspective, there has been dilapidated infrastructure that has to be renovated in order for it to be handed over in a good state to the municipality. On the municipality side, they do not have the financial capacity and the resources to be able to run some of the issues that have been raised. As to why it is a PSJV problem that the handover has not occurred, I don't think it's the PSJV problem. The PSJV continues to run and operate. It's actually Alexkor's problem. Alexkor continues to carry the municipality's responsibilities. And when I say Alexkor, I mean Alexkor SOC continues to run the municipality's responsibilities. It continues to pay for electricity. We have people that are not moving out of the houses and staying for free, but there is an eviction process in play. However, you'll be aware that in terms of the Eviction Act, you cannot evict somebody without providing alternative accommodation. And we've adopted a sensitive approach to indigent household and child-headed households. However, where we are exercising the Eviction Act is those people that we've been advised that actually are living in houses and have retired or are old contractors that are no longer servicing the mine. And we've also had a problem with certain community members that are employed and can afford to have housing, but they're not paying their rentals. And all of these housing issues continue to remain Alexkor's property. I'd like to clarify on the issue of Alexkor's not mining, but yet why is Alexkor in so much control? So those are the provisions of the deed of settlement and the unanimous resolution. And my understanding on reading thereof is that following the restitution claim, the successful restitution claim by the community, the Alexkor SOC handed or was supposed to have transferred back the land to the community. And then within the pooling and sharing joint venture with the land was also the land mining rights. And then with the pooling and sharing joint venture, Alexkor took its alluvial marine diamond mining rights, and the community took its land mining rights, and they pooled the respective resources together into the pooling and sharing joint venture. I must, however, and I think I've drawn this to attention, and we've recently drawn to both the portfolio committee and the select committee's attention, the litigation that we are faced with because of the Richtersveld Mining Company, together with the CPA, have taken their land rights and granted land right access to vast minerals in order for vast minerals to be able to mine on Alexkor's land. And I think I'll come to that at the end. But that is the structure of Alexkor. In terms of the 80-20 split, we have gone through a strategy session in November, and we will be presenting to the minister the outcomes of that strategy. But essentially, the members of the Richtersveld mining community on the PSJV board have indicated their intention to exercise their call option and effectively divorce from the Alexkor partnership. And in light of that, we've developed a strategy based on their indication to say, how do we move forward? But unfortunately, until that divorce can happen, we need a functional board, and it's something that we remain challenged with as the PSJV board. I will then address Mr. Pina's contract. I think I've addressed the issue of the town handover. You said you don't want to hear about the parks and the gardens, but Honorable Pina, as indicated during your oversight visit, there are financial constraints to finalizing the town handover. And yes, indeed, it is at a slow pace in light of these financial constraints, because with the money that is generated from the mining operations, we need to pay salaries, we need to ensure that the mine remains operational, and there isn't excess funds in order to be able to proceed with the town handover. The 10-year left on life of mine is on the land mining portion. On the alluvial marine side, We have recently engaged the Council for Geoscience in order for them to conduct further exploration on that area. Together with that, we have appointed a deep sea marine mining company, Transhex, that will also conduct further exploration and commence with mining on the untapped areas of the marine mining rights. On the question as to whether we have engaged with the other stakeholders not recognized by the CPA, we engage with all the stakeholders. And however, we must emphasize that our understanding of the legislation is that the CPA is the recognized body, and also in terms of the deed of settlement and the unanimous resolution that we are supposed to engage with. But that is not to say that we disregard community members that are not members of the CPA. On the question as to how much is left on the capital investment, I've been advised by finance that there's 76,114,000 that is remaining as a debt. I'll then move to Honorable Mutusi's question. The mining right is held by the respective two entities in the pooling and sharing joint venture. So the pooling and sharing joint venture holds both the marine and the land mining rights, and the pooling and sharing joint venture is composed of Alexkor and the Richtersveld mining company that represents the community. Honorable Dlamine's comment, I really concur with ma'am that the issue of Alexkor, the CPA, and the municipality does require political intervention. And, where we're sitting, there remains a lot that is on the books of Alexkor, while Alexkor SOC actually isn't generating the revenue to meet these obligations. And we were hoping that from the various interventions that we have sought from the department, we are aware that the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources is in discussions, and there have been various meetings in the course of November with the provincial department to address the issue of the town handover. But there remains issues of the electricity that Alexkor is carrying, and the other aspects of the handover, and that is why to move to Honorable Mabilo's comments is that of the slow pace of the town handover. It is purely based on the fact that there are no financial resources to adequately effect this town handover. I've addressed Mr. Mabilo's question on whether the CPA has disbursed funds. Further, is there a time frame that Alexkor will complete the handover? Well, certainly there's been an implementation that has been developed, but once again, in my view, they necessitate a degree of interventions from the respective ministries and departments that would be able to assist, because, and I'll continue to repeat that neither the municipality nor Alexkor SOC nor the PSJV have the financial resources in place in order to adequately effect the handover. The issue of water, there is a meeting tomorrow, I'm advised, between the municipality and Alexkor There have been additional boreholes that have been drilled to ease the water supply, and we do continuously support and supply water to the Richtersveld community. With regard to the dragging of stakeholders to court, yeah, this remains a challenge, Honourable Chairperson and Honourable Minister. We were supposed to go to court on the 28th of November to substitute the RMC directors. However, we thought we were finding each other. We actually held a strategy session together in November. When we were supposed to go to court, we then instructed our attorneys that because the RMC and South DEFCO were reconstituting themselves, and there would be a revision of the RMC directives, we would not proceed with our substitution application, and we'd proceed to work together and cooperate. But as of last week, we received a letter from the lawyers of the RMC directors challenging the appointment of the general mine manager, and also challenging the appointments that the general mine manager has made. And I must state to yourselves that the current general mine manager was appointed through a unanimous resolution by the PSJV board. And now here we are once again with the RMC directors taking us to court. And I have emphasized to the select committee, I've emphasized to Minister Nyonzo when he came and did the handover of title deeds, that we are really frustrated as a PSJV board with the current PSJV directors that we have. And their attitude remains that they are court-appointed directors and they will only be removed by court, and they are voted for by the community. But there remains a frustration in terms of how we proceed on operational matters. The appointments that firstly, as indicated, the current GMM's appointment, Mr. Muthapo, was by unanimous resolution of all the PSJV board members. In terms of the Mine Health and Safety Act, the GM is authorized in terms of the Mine Health and Safety Act to make various appointments, and the appointments that he's made are not governed by the unanimous resolution. They are governed by the Mine Health and Safety Act, but yet they are taking us to court. And we don't have money to litigate and run to court. But you know, and these are really, you know, we really seek your intervention on the RMC directors and the functionality of the RMC directors on the PSJV board. I will conclude there, and I believe I have addressed the questions that have been posed. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Chair. Minister, do you want to come back, or are you fine?
No, that's all. It's okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable members, just in 30 seconds, Honorable Farm and Honorable Bina, just in 30 seconds.
Thank you, Chair. In the oversight meeting, I asked in Alexander Bay, I asked the CFO to provide us with a breakdown of the financials, but it's split between land and sea, because what he provided us there was a total combined, and we've asked for a split, and he said he will forward it to us. It was never received by me. So I would just like to hear from the chairperson of the board if we can have that, but also with it a total breakdown of carats retrieved since 2007 and the financial statements thereof. And lastly, we are aware, Chairperson, of the 15,000 payout to members. And with the 3,000 members they have, that should amount to a 45 million. Yet the department stated to us that they've handed over to the CPA more than 300 million. So there's still that disparity, but why only 15 and what happened to the rest of the money and that kind of thing. But obviously it's not a question for you, but still there's some issues there. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Pina, thank you, Honorable Farmer.
To the chair of the board. Ma'am, my concern here is you keep referring me to the mining on the ocean. To be honest with you and blunt, I'm not interested in that. The CPA doesn't have a claim on that part. I don't care what the lifespan is of that. I'm concerned about the mining on the land that the CPA has claimed to. And this is the land they need to use to build up their community. And according to you, they only have 10 years left of mining there. So I want to put it to you that this process of handover needs to happen as soon as humanly possible. This is an emergency. Every month that goes by is less money where they have control over their mining rights on land. It's less time they have time to mine their land. And on paper, Minister, and this is maybe also for you, on paper, this is the richest CPA in the country, or one of the richest in terms of assets. However, the people are living in squalor. The children cannot go to school. The people are unemployed. The town is falling apart. There are literal trees growing out of Alexkor's buildings. I am very concerned that we are not handling this as an emergency, and the department with Alexkor, with various stakeholders, are holding daily meetings to follow the progress of the handover and the separation of these two, if that is everybody's call. I don't think I must agree with you, Chair. I don't think the courts are the answer here. I think the courts will only further delay this process. And I think it was Honorable Damini who said is where political intervention is needed to settle this matter, so the parties can walk away and make a success of this. I don't want the people to cease to suffer for the next 10 years. Thank you, Chair. Finished.
Maybe, Honorable Pina, as a way of grammatical engagement, you might not have any interest on the ocean mining, but you do care. So when you come and say, I don't care, it makes it difficult for those that needs to respond to you to engage with such a statement. So probably in future, let's just be mindful of how we engage with each other, because all of us seated here, we all have feelings, and we can all say things that we want to say. But in the spirit of the meeting and respecting the decorum of the meeting, let's extremely be mindful of how we say certain things. So when you say you don't care, what happens, it's something else. But if you say you might not really be interested in that information, something else. Minister, do you have any response to what has been raised?
No, the only thing I can say, Honorable Mutisa, is that, one, mining is finite. Every mine has a mine life. So you can't create obligation on the basis of the mine life. Say this should be done quick, because 10 years are short. Do what you can do. That's why it is important to run the mine optimally and profitable for it to meet the obligations of the community. Now, if you want it to be a cash box, then it's a different issue. You have a different view from how I'm working with the mine to reconstitute it into a proper mining company that makes sense to everybody.
No, Honorable Farmer, wait, let the minister speak and finish. He's responding to what has been raised. Wait, Minister, wait. Minister, wait, please wait. Honorable Farmer, can the minister respond to issues that have been raised, and then you can come? Continue, Minister.
Fine.
Thank you.
Allow him to
Minister.
speak, Honorable Chairperson.
Please continue, Minister.
Allow Farmer to speak.
Minister, please continue.
Okay. Every mine has a life. It is finite. If you take a kilogram of gold, that gold doesn't grow. If we say it's 10 years left, it's 10 years left. But if there's exploration, you have an opportunity to extend that life depending on the discoveries you make in your exploration. That is one. The second one is, it can't be that Alexkor is supposed to be a municipality and everything. The municipality must take over the responsibility because the mining life is coming to an end and people will be staying in that area and there should be a municipality there. That is not a mining issue. So my view is that the oversight by the committee must not be operational. Leave operations to us. We are doing the operations. We work with the department, we work with the board, we work with the executive to execute. Raise your issues. Let's attend to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. Can we take the chair? Maybe there's one or two things that the chair wants to respond to.
Chair, I believe I've responded to all the issues. Thank you, Chair. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Continue.
The issue of the financials. Mr. Honorable Farmer, I will follow this up. Unfortunately, we had to suspend the acting CFO on various issues and concerns, and I believe this is where it may have fallen off the bus. But I'd like to believe that this issue was addressed before his departure, but I will certainly follow it up and come back to yourselves by close of business. Thank you.
Honorable Farmer.
Thank you, Chair. The Minister has now twice referred to a point I've made as being a cash box. I want Alexkor to be a cash box. That was never mentioned in that manner, and I never meant it to come across as that manner. In that manner, I am aware how business is supposed to work, but I'm also aware that no mine will ever have been started if no profit was forecasted out of that mining activities. So for the Minister to think that I don't take into effect the contributions or the cost that needs to be paid out of whatever is generated is pretty unfortunate. Secondly, the Minister says we should not confuse oversight with operations. That's not what we intend to do. In fact, operations needs to be explained properly and done properly. So it is unfortunate, Chair, that the Minister resort to those kind of statements in dealing with us as members of Parliament. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Farmer. I just want to bring to the attention of the Minister and the team that our report based on the oversight that we did in Alexkor is ready. It's waiting for the committee to adopt. And once the committee has adopted the report, we'll definitely see to it that it's shared with yourselves so that you can go through what the committee has picked it up in terms of their oversight work. I agree, Minister, and probably it's a question of maybe how we understood what you said when you said the oversight, how we conduct oversight. And I want to assure you, our oversight, we try our level best not to be administrators, but to play an oversight role in what the administration is doing and how is that being done. And all the issues that we come up with or that we come across that we are not comfortable with, we always try to see to it that we have a meeting with all the relevant departments and ministries so that we are able to outline what we have found out during our oversight, which is a concern to us as a committee. That is why we find it extremely difficult, Minister. And I hope when you meet in the cabinet, we can extend this message to some of the ministers that the weakness that we have as this select committee is to sit in a meeting and engage with the department when the executive authority is not there. Because some of the things will then fall between the cracks. And tomorrow when we meet, we'll then say, this is what the department has said. And at that time, the minister has a different view of what has happened. We always appreciate the fact that you avail yourself so that you give that strategic political guidance to the department and to the committee on behalf of the department to say this is where the department strives to go to. Administrators will focus on something else that might not necessarily be what the minister at that particular day or at that particular time would have wanted to say to the committee. We'll see to it, Minister, that we have a meeting with all other departments that are not here, because clearly we needed everyone to be in the meeting so that we were able to resolve some of the things that have come up. The chair indicates that they have received another legal letter or legal document that also forces them to go back to court when they thought that they have been making some progress in relation to resolving issues that might have come up or that might have came up during the term of office that they've been working with this. We have also acknowledged the limitations and some of the shortcomings that might have happened or that might have taken place previously. And hence why we decided as the select committee that before we take on anything new, let's try and clean the table on matters that have been on the table from the previous committee, so that when we, maybe in the next term, when we start the new term, we start with a clean slate, and then we know that at least we have pushed. You must also remember that this issue of Alexkor, we found it already running. We tried to bring everybody on board to have a clear, same understanding of what has been happening. And we had a discussion, or we had a presentation from the legal office as well in relation to how far the issue of Alexkor is and what might have been the missing pieces with regards to seeing to it that this program of Alexkor becomes a success. And hence the invitation has gone out to all ministries because of that legal advice that we have received, including the presentation. We are also mindful, Minister, of the fact that this is not something that can be resolved overnight. It is something that requires political will. It is something that requires everyone to put shoulder to the wheel and confirm and agree that we want to resolve this issue once and for all. It's going to take some time because, unfortunately, it's not the only issue on the table for us as a committee that we are supposed to be dealing with. There are other issues as well that tomorrow we have to be somewhere else dealing with something else. And by the time we come back here, we want to believe that the mind led by the capable chairperson would have met and would have pushed forward. We picked up ourselves when we were in Alexkor that there are issues with regards to the CPA. And at some stage, we resolved that the Department of, I think it's land that should organize a workshop for CPA members, all of them in one, to understand clearly what is it that they're expected to do. The report that we have, even though it's not a formal report, is that the workshop did take place, but they are the very same people that we wanted them to form part of the workshop were not invited in the workshop. Whether it is through the department that did not invite them, I don't understand why, because when we were there, we said everyone must be invited in the workshop and everyone must be workshopped on the role and responsibility of the CPA. So there's a lot of work, Minister, that from our side as the committee, we also need to support the department in ensuring that this thing of Alexkor becomes a success story. We have also agreed that maybe we must do a research on what are the reasons the Royal Bafokeng is a success and how then do we extrapolate the success stories or the successes of Royal Bafokeng, and how can we best implement some of these things within the Alexkor and the community where Alexkor is located. With that, Honorable Minister and your team, unless you have a parting, let me take your parting shot, Minister, so that we can then release you and the team.
Yeah, the Impala, the Royal Bafokeng has sold their operation to Impala. So there's no longer Royal Bafokeng. That brand has disappeared. It has been sold to Impala Platinum. I'm just giving you as information so that you don't refer to something that is no longer there. No, I hear Honorable Farmer and his complaints. I'm not going to get into them, but the reality of the matter is that as you do oversight, also give us a space to correct what we think can be corrected in an entity that has been handed to us as a mess. We are pulling together a mess, want to make it operational, want to make it something decent, rather than leave it as we received it. It was left with DPE for years without proper oversight. I am submitting, and all of a sudden, that we are attending to it. Everybody is on the feet, trying to get it right quick than yesterday. We are working on it. It is going to get right. We have a capable board. We're trying to put together a capable executive, and with the march of time, we'll get it right. Thank you very much, Honorable Mtisa. Thank you very much to honorable members of the Select Committee. Thank you very much to all the people from various departments who are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you to the chairperson of the board, and thank you to your team. And you are all released so that we can continue with our committee business. All of you are released from the meeting. Thank you so much. Mr. Bauer, can you fly to the agenda to take the second agenda item?
Oh, sure.
Sorry for making you go up and down, man.
There we go.
Do we have the minutes? You have shared the minutes, right? I didn't sleep. I have not slept since I arrived here last night. So yeah, I feel that I'm tired now.
I will put them first.
Honorable Dlamini Kukemur did not allow me to sleep last night. So I'm so tired. I'm so tired. This was the meeting that we had virtually. This is when we welcomed formally Honorable Muntwedi, who has officially replaced as a permanent delegate to the committee, Honorable Kennedy, who is now an alternate member to the committee. This is the meeting where we took a decision to convene a workshop so that we deal with the threatened or protected species regulation, as well as the draft notice on the, what is it, African lion? I think it's African lion, it's called. If members remember this meeting, we're virtual in this meeting. If we have managed to go through it, all the provincial legislatures were invited in the meeting. And I think in majority, the provincial legislatures agreed with the proposal of convening a workshop. So if that's the correct minutes and I'm remembering correctly, can we have a move and a seconder?
My hand is up, Chair.
Oh, just sorry, I need to share screens now. Honorable Mabilo, Honorable Nodata, Honorable Mabilo, and Honorable Nodata.
No, thanks very much once again, Honorable Chair. I sincerely move that for the adoption of the minutes as a reflection of what we deliberated upon. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Nodata.
Thank you, Chair. I second the adoption of the minutes.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mabilo and Honorable Nodata. Mr. Bauer, the minutes have been adopted. Can we get the second set of minutes? I think we've got 2 or 3 to go. Go up, let me see the date so I can remember which one was this. Okay, this is when we're receiving the legal, is it the legal opinion? Yeah, okay. Okay, this is when we're receiving the legal opinion. We're meeting in one of the rooms in the Parliament. Yeah, this was the difficult meeting I shared. There was something else on this day. Okay, let me go back to the screen. Okay, I don't see hands. If you remember, this is when we were receiving the legal opinion, and we welcomed the delegation from the Alexkor area, and we allowed members to engage in Afrikaans. Honorable Notat and Honorable Dlamini.
Thank you, Chair. I stand to adopt the minutes as they are, as true reflection of what we discussed on that day. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nodata. Honorable Dlamini.
Thanks, Chair. I second Nodata in adopting the minutes as presented before us. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. The minutes are therefore adopted. The report on the Alexander Bay for the oversight, I don't know if members, you had an opportunity to go through the report. This is basically stemming from what we just had a meeting on now, and because of this report, that's why we had invited all these departments. Unfortunately, only one department could honor us with their presence. Let me just check first. Did we manage to go through the report, honorable members? It's very important before we adopt to know that we had an opportunity to go through the report.
Yes, we did, Chair. No, I did. Thanks.
Okay, if that's the case, then let's take a mover and a seconder of the adoption of the report. Honorable Van den Berg and then Honorable Bina.
Yes, Chair. Having gone through the report duly, I can ask that we adopt the report.
Thank you so much, Honorable Bina.
Thank you, Chairperson. Having gone through the report, I can second the adoption. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The report is therefore adopted from the oversight of the Alexkor and the municipality. Mr. Bauer, your report is adopted. You can take it off.
This is the second report, Chair. Tungela.
Which one is this? 10 to 12 September. This is in Mpumalanga, right?
Tungela, 9.
Okay, okay. Honorable members, the Tungela report is before you. Let me just share my presentation. It came before this is the oversight we did before we went to Alexkor or Port Nolov. Let's take hands. Honorable Farmer.
Thank you. I move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you so much, Honorable Pinar.
Thank you, Chair. I move for the adoption, or I second the adoption.
Honorable Pinar seconds the adoption of the report. Mr. Bauer, the report has been adopted. Can we move to the next agenda item?
Sorry, sorry if you don't mind.
Yes, Mr. Honorable Van den Berg.
Yesterday, I did send through 2 changes that I did ask Mr. Bauer to have a look at. Now, the one is a spelling mistake, that's fine, but the other one was quite important because it came down to us saying that we must do a certain thing, and then, but the way it was worded is that we must not do a certain thing. And I just needed to check if Mr. Bauer did put that into his report.
Sir, they both were changed and fixed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please share with us those as well so that we know what you referred to, so that tomorrow you don't fight alone and say these were not effected.
Okay, I will send it via the WhatsApp because it was a WhatsApp message.
All right, thank you so much.
It was on the group chat, Chair. It was actually on the group chat.
If it's there, it's fine. If it's there, it's fine. There's no crisis. If it's there, it's okay. I just wanted it for record purposes because the Honorable Van Berg did not go to say paragraph 1 on page 7. I said I wanted this to be rectified and so on. So if it's there and we have it in black and white in recording, it's okay. No, then there's no problem. Let's take another agenda item.
Your closure.
Is that another agenda item?
No, that's okay. It, sir. We've done.
Oh, honorable members, the meeting stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chair. Bye.